So, I understand what people think when I do get out playing a rash shot or playing innings which is really good and then give it away, but I just want to be a match winner for England and try my best and put us in as many good positions as possible.
What about the captaincy? You were vice captain to Ben Stokes. You were overlooked at the Oval when he was left out. You've been overlooked again. Have you had discussions with Rob Key what you need to do to get the job in the long term? Do you want the job in the long term?
That's something to think about down the line, to be honest. I think Ruti's done a really good job so far. He's been extremely calm. He's got a hell of a lot of experience now from his last stint as captain. 60 odd tests, highest ever win ratio for a captain, or win games won as a captain. So I think he's definitely the right man, and I'm standing by his side for as long as he does it. And it's something to think about in the future. I just want to stay present for now.
But the general, sorry, I push you on this, but the general point, because I've been very impressed with you in white ball cricket and the way you're starting to turn that round with Baz McCullum. But in the modern era, can one player like you play across formats and captain across formats? The general point.
I don't know. You don't know until you've tried it, do you? Obviously, it wouldn't be an easy job. You'd be a hell of a lot of time away from the game thinking about it as well. I already do that with the white ball side. It's like you get a little few minutes to yourself and you're thinking about who you could bring in if there's injuries and whatnot. So yeah, it would be a tough job, but I've said it a few times now, you wouldn't know until you've given it a go.
Final question. We saw yesterday how much this place means to you. Missing out on 100 here again. There's no men's test here till 2029. There's no Ashes test here, men's next year. It's a fortress. As a player, are you disappointed with that?
Slightly, to be honest. I think we've had a hell of a lot of success here as well in test match cricket. You go back to 2019 in the Ashes when Stokesy played that ridiculous innings. The last Ashes test match we played here a couple of years ago as well, where we kept the Ashes alive. I personally love playing here. It's a great venue. It's one of my favourite, if not my favourite grounds to bat on as well. And it is disappointing, but we don't make them decisions. The hierarchy make them decisions, and we just get told where to play.
Well, you could make it 7 in a row in the next couple of days, so good luck.
Thank you very much.
Well, we'll come on to that topic of conversation in due course. Let's remind you how well Harry played yesterday. DK, a number of things stood out for me in that interview. One, though, was he started to read a few bits and pieces in the paper. There's been a lot of column inches, good and bad, for Harry Brook. He said, I've now stopped doing that. I'm trusting the people I'm working with. I'm going back to my childhood coach, Martin Spate. Is that the right thing to do?
First of all, I think that was a very good interview. Some lovely questions, and he answered it very honestly, I thought. And as somebody who's been part of a team, it's very important that you insulate yourself within that small little bubble that exists, because there's going to be a lot of pundits, commentators, people who played the game. All of them have opinions. All are probably right. All are relevant. But the fact is that the ones that you are in that bubble matters to you the most from a team point of view. And if you have a fallback option or a strong option like what Harry Brook has in his repertoire in terms of having a coach who he's worked with for a long time, doesn't get better than that, because you can always go to them and they'll always give you honest feedback. If they can see what others are saying and they're able to almost filter out what's good and what's not, and then pass on the information to Harry Brook, what they've much more health situation.
We had this conversation yesterday, Woody, actually, in the rain delay. He's averaging 53 in test match cricket, and it's almost like because he's so good, we're expecting him to average 68 or something.
Yeah, and sometimes I think that can be a little bit unfair and hard to go by, because the way that he is playing is getting them those sort of numbers. I think the frustration that he touched on there is that reading the game situation. So at times he can play like that, at times, counter-attack or whatever he wants to play with. And at times when he mentioned, I think the word he used was give it away. If he feels like he's giving it away or he's putting it, I think just speaking there, you had a little bit on his thoughts of saying, right, when is the right time to press the go button and when is the right time to just rein it in and play it?
Well, he played beautifully yesterday. He made 91. Now, of course, we're at Headingley, home of Yorkshire County Cricket Club, who have had their issues on and off the field over the last few years. They're on a slightly better footing now. Why? Well, we'll be speaking to their CEO next.
Remitly, sponsors of England's Summer of International Cricket on Sky.
In the Wren Summer Sale, you can get an AEG dishwasher for just £149. And you can also enjoy up to 60% off fully built kitchen units. And up to 7 years interest-free credit. Made for making the kitchen of your dreams a reality. Wren, made for living.
You might want to go for your usual, but I say mix it up. 2 flavours, 2 right.
That's my type. That's my type. That's my type. That's my type.
Just get the Raspberry Sprite Zero. Now at my cafe.
Over a third of Macmillan's vital work is funded by gifts in wills from amazing people like you. Supporting Hitesh, who's struggling with chemo. Helping Daisy walk again after bone cancer. And being there for Sue as she chooses her first wig. Create your lasting legacy. Register for our free will service and consider a gift to Macmillan, so we can do whatever it takes. Search Macmillan Free Will today.
When they mean the world to you, having Pet Plan Pet Insurance can help you get them the best care. Save 10% when you sign up at petplan.co.uk.
Come on, Pinky. We have to get to the vets.
It's okay. We're with the AA.
It's okay, Pinky. We're with the AA.
With more dedicated patrols than everyone else put together.
We've got you, Pinky.
Helping to rescue you fast.
It's okay!
Hello, you. It's not nice when you're being dined out on, is it? Soaring bills can leave you feeling that way. At USwitch, our experts fight to get you fairer prices on your energy, broadband and mobile, keeping hungry beaks out of your pockets. USwitch. We put you first. Energy, broadband, mobile.
And here we go! All my life, I always wanted to play professional warball. You go for long here, go. You're too small. Wanna bet?
Goat. Available from the 28th of August on Sky Cinema.
From Italy, sponsors of England's Summer of International Cricket on Sky.
Over the coming days, today is practice for the Dutch Grand Prix. That's at 11 o'clock on Sky Sports F1. Rory McIlroy is one of the leaders in the BMW Championship. Day 2 is at 3:15 on Sky Sports Plus. Day 11 of the Cincinnati Open Tennis at 4 o'clock on Sky Sports Tennis. And the Premier League is back. Arsenal play Coventry at 6:30 on Sky Sports Premier League. Right, England are in a strong position in this game and they enjoy playing at Headingley.
Got to 50 with a 6. Well played, Joss Butler.
Absolutely nailed.
In the air. Oh, has he grabbed him?
Huge smile on the face of the captain. His team have done well.
A switch hit into the stands. England need 50 to win.
Dragged to the boundary. 100 for Ben Stokes. Cut away for 4. What an innings, what a player. Take a bow, Ben Stokes.
England captain, the form of his life. Oh, what a catch!
And 4 and out. Robinson has 5.
Fantastic performance.
Edged. Gone. Brilliant from Broad.
Back-to-back hundreds for the first time in Johnny Bairstow's career.
All gone. Wood has 5. Chris Wokes nails it for 4. Wood and Wokes deliver in the middle.
That is the way to bring up your 600 for England.
What a shot, what a player. And he blisters it over mid-on. Another famous win for this fabulous Ben Stokes-led England side.
Well, they enjoy playing at Headingley. 6 wins in a row here for England, but no Ashes Test next year. Ath, why?
Well, I've got the CEO of Yorkshire here, Sanjay Patel, to answer that question.
Stokes-led England side.
Well, they enjoy playing at Headingley. 6 wins in a row here for England, but no Ashes Test next year. Ath, why?
Well, I've got the CEO of Yorkshire here, Sanjay Patel, to answer that question. We just mentioned that England have a great record here. It's a ground with great history and tradition. Yet this will be the last Test match, men's Test match, until 2029. Why?
You probably need to ask somebody else that question, but we're obviously a little bit disappointed that we don't have men's Test cricket here. It's hugely important for not only finances, but just cricket in Yorkshire. And I think it's important for Test cricket as well. This is a county that has got an amazing relationship with red ball cricket. For us not to have a Test for 2 years is pretty devastating for us.
Yeah, there is a women's Test here in the Ashes next year, but obviously particular comment around the lack of men's Ashes cricket, not just here, but in the north, the region of the north, which is home to 15 million people and probably the two of the strongest cricketing counties in Lancashire and Yorkshire. Let's not forget Durham as well. Is that fair?
It's difficult to kind of get a balance right when you allocate major matches. I've been at the ECB, I understand some of those challenges, but I think as long as it's done in a fair and a balanced way, and you're not only just thinking about the finances of the game, but what is important to grow the game. I personally don't understand why you wouldn't put a men's Ashes in the north of England. I think it's a great shame for everybody involved in cricket, not only in Yorkshire, but Lancashire as well. So hopefully moving forward that'll be changed.
What are the particular financial ramifications of that for Yorkshire?
It's quite a devastating effect on our business. So a Test match here will make us around £2.5–3 million. Obviously, if you don't have that, you need to make up that surplus, and it's pretty impossible to make up that amount of profit. So we will lose around £1.5 million if we don't have a men's Test match. So it makes it very difficult for us to then run our business and invest in our strategy.
Albeit, though, that Yorkshire's finances are obviously in a much better state than they were 2 or 3 years ago. You sold your 100% equity stake in your 100 franchise. Just perhaps lay out the effect of that on Yorkshire's finances. You've wiped out your debt for a start.
Yeah, it's got an amazing transformational effect on our finances. We've allowed ourselves to clear all our debt, clear the creditors, and give the club a base to move forward. And we've also managed to put away some money as well in a subsidiary which is going to invest on behalf of the club. But it's just the start, and that just gives us a platform to think about what do we now need to do. So it allows us to think about the future in a very, very different way than we have done in the past.
Given that transformation, as you put it, why the push to demutualise then? This has been a members' club since 1863, but you don't want it to be a members' club. Why?
We've got an ambitious strategy. At the heart of that strategy is around making sure that we get Test cricket at this venue, which we think is exceptionally important. But we also want to make sure that we produce players to play for Yorkshire, win trophies for Yorkshire, but then go on and represent England. Our facilities are not quite where they need to be, so all that requires investment. We currently can't do that through debt, so the only way that we feel that we can make sure that cricket is strong in the region is to demutualise, raise external investment, and then invest back into all the things that we say.
The 100, you sold your 100% stake in it. Does that suggest you see, or you saw it as the top of the market? Were you calling the top of the market and selling?
I don't know if it'll be the top of the market. I think definitely the values were great. And then when you have that opportunity, and everybody's different, all clubs are different, the set of challenges that we were faced with at the time, we believed that the best way forward was to sell 100%, make sure we put the club in a slightly different place from a financial perspective, and then allow us to move forward.
So you don't have control over this franchise, but it was a difficult few games here at Headingley with falling crowds this year at this particular venue. Why was that?
I think if you look at the 100 overall, look, I think the cricket was brilliant, particularly in the men's competition this year. I thought the cricket was exceptional. The rest of the comp felt a bit like a transition period, and indeed in this venue particularly, I think with the transition from ECB running the Northern Superchargers to Sunrisers running Sunrisers Leeds, I think there's a lot of learnings in those transitions. So,
if you were advising them, would you have advised them to put Leeds in the name?
I think that was their decision, and they wanted to make sure they had a strong affinity with the city. That was their choice, it's their brand, so we were happy just to support whatever they wanted to do.
You've been on both sides of the fence because you're an architect of the 100, but you see things now from a county CEO perspective. What about the general divisiveness of that tournament, which remains 6 years in? Is that a matter of regret for somebody who was right there at the start of it?
No, I think I'm quite happy that we had the 100, particularly being a CEO of this club, has allowed us to put ourselves in a different financial position. I think the divisiveness will probably deteriorate over a number of years, and certainly with different ownership coming in, the competition will go from strength to strength. Personally, I think it's really important because it plays an important role in bringing new people into the game, and it can sit alongside Test cricket, bilateral cricket, domestic cricket, and offer something different.
You mentioned bilateral cricket there. Your last international here will be on September the 24th. That's one of the challenges, isn't it? That a month is blocked out. International cricket is being pushed back. What are the challenges for a county CEO trying to sell a bilateral international match on September the 24th in the north of England?
It's difficult, it's not easy, but I can't see that changing. Just with the schedule the way it is, international cricket, how it's scheduled, the 100 in the middle of that's not going to change. So we've got two options. We can moan and complain about it, or we can find ways to make sure that whatever fixture we get, whatever day, we have to make that work. I'm not saying it's easy, but we need to find solutions.
Thanks for your time. Broader challenges ahead. A good day for Yorkshire yesterday, though, with Joe Root captaining the Test team, Harry Brook in the runs, of course, the white ball captain as well. So this club got plenty going for it.
Gentlemen, thank you. Let's go, Butch, to the subject of no Ashes cricket here next year. No Ashes cricket in the north. Is that fair?
Look, I think anybody but the most partisan sort of Hampshire cricket supporter would recognise that in a sport, and particularly in a series like the Ashes, where the interest in the game is at its peak at any point over a 4-year cycle, that the game being marketed as a game for everybody needs to have some representation. It needs to have a game in the north. Now, whether that's here at Headingley or whether it's at Old Trafford, that's a point for the bean counters to decide, or whoever's turn that might be. But I find it extraordinary that there'll be no Ashes cricket up in the north of England beyond Trent Bridge next year. It's bizarre to me. And of course, I have a certain affinity with this ground and with Old Trafford as a player. And I also think that for visiting teams, there are 5 or 6 grounds that have an enormous amount of history when it comes to Ashes cricket. And sadly, Utility Bowl is not one of them.
There is a women's Ashes test here at this ground. Back to this test match. So let's get a view from inside Pakistan's camp. Mohammad Abbas is speaking with Ruji.
323 wickets in England, an average of 22, and one of the best averages for a test bowler from Pakistan. Mohammad Abbas, thank you for your time. Abbas, you come into this squad